Hi
Hello.
everyone.
Welcome to our YouTube channel again.
Hey. In this video, we're gonna do the horror story concept.
Où tu as peur, n'aie pas peur. Je suis un ami, je ne te ferai pas de mal. Viens ici, viens à moi.
So we're gonna read something off Reddit. So it's certainly not real
Not our story.
for all the scaredy cats over there. It's not real. So you guys can chill. Okay?
So I'm gonna start the reading. And the story goes back like 13 years ago. Every time I stay at my grandma's house, I hear someone walking upstairs. He starts at one side of the room, casually walks to the other side and stops. This will happen maybe twice a night. I didn't start hearing it until I was about 14 when my grandparents made me start sleeping in a different room on the first floor because they started sleeping in separate bedrooms. Blah blah blah. Regardless, both of their bedrooms were also on the first floor.
Yes. For a little backstory, I have always been afraid of the upstairs at their house. I don't know why, but it's always freaked me out, and I refuse to ever go up there alone. I'm 23 now, still won't go up alone. There's one room specifically though. It's a long, narrow bedroom. When you open the door, there are closets on your left and right, a bed placed roughly in the middle of the room, and a window on the far side opposite the door. I was told growing up by my grandparents that the sons of the previous owner claimed to see a gorilla come out of the closet that night, dance around the room, and go back into the closet. This is reminding me of there's a she-wolf in the closet, bro. Okay. I thought nothing of this story until I had to start sleeping in the other room. The room located directly below the scary room upstairs.
So we'll go to bed. All the lights in the house are off and I'm still awake lying on the bed. Then I heard it thump, thump, thump. Staring at the end of the room upstairs, it got closer to me, passed right above me and continued to the end of the room where it stopped. I'm wide awake, terrified out of my mind. It was no question to me that I've heard footsteps. I knew that slow, casual pace. I was freaked out and went to my grandma's room. I told him what I heard. He told me that the house was all in creaks, but then he turned the dining room light on for me and I felt a little safer. I tried going back to sleep.
Then it started again. This time, for it ended the first time, by the window upstairs. It walks over me again and stops when it reached the door. I thought it was over until 5 seconds later, when I heard it coming down the stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Silence as it reached the landing. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And silence again as it reached the first floor. I was frozen in shock. Whatever it was on my floor of the house, and sadly unaffected by the dining room light. I was staring at the doorway to my room. The dining room light was shining in, and my vision began to distort. I felt dizzy with fear, so I pulled the blankets over my head and suddenly heard a scratching sound from inside my room. I knew exactly where it was coming from, too. My grandpa's gun case. It was a very obvious sound, scratching on the wood, long scratches down the front of the gun case door. I could even hear the door even so slightly tapping against the frame as each scratch began. I tried to scream and I couldn't. I took a second to take a deep breath and let out a loud scream. In seconds my grandpa had made it to my room and I was relieved. Needless to say, he still didn't believe me. So I did what any normal person would do. I draped a sheet over the side of the bed and slept underneath it. I wrapped myself tight in a comforter, put on headphones and turned my back to the door. There could be a party of ghosts in my room and I wouldn't even know.
The next morning, my grandpa told my grandma about what happened the night before. She said, "Oh, that's silly. You know, your cousin woke me up last time. She stayed here. She came in my room saying, I hear footsteps." Oi. Oi. Guys, wait a second. I did something bad. Guys. I think I lost the story.
What?
Make up an ending, bro.
Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no!
Found it. Okay, good. And my grandma told my grandpa that my cousin, last time she slept here, heard also the footsteps. And afterwards, she vanished in the woods. And that's when my grandpa started freaking out. And he said, oh, then I must have had a nightmare or something. And then me, of course, as a scared little kid, told my mom. And she refused to believe anything that I said. And after some years, we came back there and we came with the priest to involve an exorcism on the house. And that's when we found out that there was a serial killer inside the house trying to kill us.
So I guess this was the paranormal story. I'm sorry we did not check beforehand. This was our live reaction. I wanted to say at first that it was probably a sleep paralysis thing, but
It was kind of crazy that you think now. You know, I think this must have been like a serial killer that came for the kids, you know? Like they happen in America and that type of stuff.
America is like USA is where it's like the place of
Where everything happens.
how do I say it in Romanian? Țara imposibilităților. Like
The country of things that shouldn't be impossible.
Possibilities.
Yeah, possibility like that.
Like everything happens there, man. Everything. Actually, America's a country. I think. USA is like. You get it.
You don't need.
USA is the place of impossibilities, bro. Everything happens there. Like Godzilla is probably also there. You know what I mean? Aliens.
For sure.
I bet my whole life savings for the Stray Kids concert on that. I'm very sure there are aliens over there.
I totally agree with you. And guys, this was our horror story vlog. We only did want to see how it would go. If you want more, write in the comments.
If there are even people watch, actually, sorry guys, English is not my first language, so I put everything very wrong, but
You get the point.
exactly. Put them together, please. Thank you. So we'll see you in the next video where we'll try something else to see how the algorithm
We'll go.
Thanks.
So, see you next time.
Kiss you guys. Good night.
99.